Hey guys, it's Emily, and today I'm going to be talking about the books that I'm still reading that I've started but kind of put aside because I either don't care or I just found another book to read. And I actually have a lot more than I thought I did because I started a list, and then right before I started making this video, then I remembered the other books because some of them are green and they went with my Christmas pattern of books. So I threw them back into the stack and I'm going to talk about those. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about what they're about because I'm not good at summarizing that kind of stuff and I'm not that prepared. So I'm just going to talk about how I started reading them and then when I put them down, because it's not like I haven't been reading, it's just that I've been reading other books because I get interested in other books more than I am in the ones that I'm currently reading. I don't know why I do that. Either that or I feel like picking up another book even though I haven't had time to read the one that I started. And I think that's the case with most of these. 2014, the summertime, like June, I started reading The Program by Suzanne Young. Well, it's a book. Just kidding. Two of my sisters have read this book and I decided to pick it up and read it. I started reading it back then. I didn't know where this bookmark went, but it's been in this book this whole time for over a year. I have only read up to chapter 3, and I remember reading the second page of it because they're talking about like food. But it was my first booktube-a-thon, and I don't think it was in my TBR. I don't remember. June or July of 2014. I don't think it was in my TBR, so I just put it down and I was like, I'll finish this later. No. And then I started reading the archived, which the same thing happened, but I picked it up later. Almost last year. It's almost gonna be a year now. Just never got back to it. I don't know. I don't really care about finishing it. My sister wants me to finish it, and she did that with the archived too, and I really liked that, so maybe I will try to finish this soon. I don't know how close that is in the future. I started Feuds by Avery Hastings, and it was a Paper Lantern Lit trendsetter assignment book, so I was like reading it on my Kindle app. I didn't have a Kindle then. I started reading it on my phone through the Kindle app because I had the book for Paper Lantern Lit Trendsetters. Got to chapter 5. I tried to read this again at the end of last year around during Cramathon, but I just couldn't. I don't know why. It just doesn't interest me, and it's very short. I could probably finish it, but maybe I will try to finish this. It's not on my top 10 books that I want to finish by the end of the year. I'm not going to finish 10 books by the end of the year. I first started reading INSURGENT by Veronica Roth Christmas vacation around this time last year because I'm on Christmas vacation now, so I have a lot of time to read. That's why I'm making this video. But I started reading it and then I just kind of put it down. It was before the movie came out because I'm still not done, but I watched the movie and I got to... Well, I read after I saw the movie too, but I just kind of didn't care about it anymore. I'm on page 160 and I haven't read it since like spring break, which was March, the end of March. I'm not really sure when I'm going to finish this. I really liked Divergent, but it's like I already have the last book, like one of the big details in the last book spoiled for me, so I'm not really too concerned with finishing it right away like I was going to. Because I do that with a lot of series, it's kind of just tradition, but I'm not doing that with this series. It's not one of my favorites. Another book that I've been reading is Hamlet by William Shakespeare, the play, you know. I didn't read this in high school, so I was like, oh, I'll just read it by myself. But yeah, I started reading this like almost a year ago. And then I started listening to it a few months later. I started listening to it on this app because it was on there for free. It's called Libra. I don't even know how to say it, but I think it's LibriVox. If not, that's just how I read it. And I found it because I was like trying to find free audiobooks. And this is not spons, but I was just trying to find some free audiobooks and a free audiobook of this. I think this is also on YouTube. But I wanted to just be able to listen to it and turn my phone screen off and just have like a better way of listening to it, so I just downloaded the app. But I got rid of it because that app took up a lot of space. I also have this on my Kindle, so I have read it like every way possible, figured out where I was, and I just was reading that during summer Cramathon. During Christmas Cramathon I started this, and then I kind of just gave up on it. Because I was reading Rooms by Lauren Oliver, and it kind of like just stole my attention, and I think I just started reading this during June. Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson, and I have heard a lot of great things about this book, and I have tried to read it, but I just can't, like, I don't know, it's a summer book, so I don't want to try to keep reading it right now. Maybe next summer, spring maybe. Another book that I am currently reading, and more currently trying to like finish, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs, but I'm on page 91, and I have had this on my shelf for 2 years. I've wanted to start it forever, and I just barely started it in September, I think, and I'm still reading it because busy. And also, whenever I have time to read, I'm too lazy and tired, and I just feel like watching YouTube videos instead, so I don't read. Or I listen. Oh, here's the segue. I listen to a book on my phone, especially if I'm like playing The Sims or something, like designing my Sims house or whatever, just playing The Sims, and I can listen to an audiobook, and I was listening to The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black. I almost forgot the author. How? Yeah, on Scribd, and I just started getting a subscription for that. Let me tell you something. I'm still reading this book from October, and it's like tomorrow is December. I'm on chapter 16 of 41, and I'm not sure if dividing those two numbers would give you the percentage to put on Goodreads, but this is on my Goodreads, and I tried. I don't really know how to math and figure out where I am in this book, but 16 out of 41. And that's a long way to go, but I'm going to listen to it more often, because last time I was listening to it, I read or listened to 4 chapters. I knew what was going on. I used to think that if I listened to books, then I would like zone out, because a lot of the time if someone's talking to me, I do that. Or if I'm watching a YouTube video, I do that, and then I have to go back. It's like a good audiobook because it has music in the book, like it plays when it's all like intense and creepy. So it like gets you like, it gets you into the story, and you're like listening even more than you were before. But yeah, I don't really know how this works, like if I can listen to more than one book at the same time, but that's just my habit of reading, is just like picking up another book while I'm already reading, so I probably shouldn't do that. Another book I've been wanting to read, and I dropped it. It's Girl Online by Zoe Sugg, and I started it during Booktubeathon. I got to page 15, and that was like the last thing you heard about that book, because I just kind of put it down, and I was like, I don't think this was on my TBR. I'm on chapter 4, page 36, and I like it so far. It's kind of weird because they're like British. It makes me want to go there and see it, but I can like picture it perfectly in my head, because it's like, it takes place in the same city or town or whatever that Zoe lives in. Another book that I was reading during Booktubeathon, I don't know what that was, it wasn't a snap, it was like a silent snap. I started this book during Booktubeathon because I was like on a roll finishing all these books, and I decided to try to finish another one, and I didn't. I got to 20% on Voice of Gods by Eleanor Herman. It's a prequel to Legacy of Kings. Is it a Legacy of Kings? It doesn't even say. But it's the Blood of Gods and Royals novella. But yeah, I started reading it, and it was like this fantasy, like cool thing. So I kind of just stopped reading this at 20%, and I do want to get back to it because it's on my Kindle. It's really easy to just pick it up and read that way, especially since you don't really have to worry about the print being different from whatever you're used to. That's another thing with books. Like, if I look at a book in a store, sometimes I judge whether I want to buy a book because I look at the print and I'm like, well, there's probably other editions of this. Like, I saw Game of Thrones, or a Game of Thrones, in the bookstore at my school, and it was like a mass market paperback, and it was printed very small on the pages, and I was just like looking at it like, okay, it's only $8 or something, but I didn't want to buy it because it was such small print and a huge chunky book that I just didn't I couldn't read that. I would have to get it on Kindle or something because it's so long. But like with those kind of books, there's a bunch of different editions of it, and you can like kind of check out your options. Same with The Martian. I was thinking about getting that. I don't know why. I don't need new books. But I was thinking about it and then I saw the print and I was like, okay, no. But with the Kindle, this isn't sponsored either. Why do I sound like I'm sponsoring things? I'm just a nice person. Oh wait, I'm not done with my Kindle. I almost just put it down.
So much more.
What?
You can do so much more with that Kindle.
The other book that I'm reading, and I kind of like just got this book. Well, it feels like that, but it's just that I never have time to read. I'm so out of it right now. I think it's because I was so tired when I was waiting for Charlie Brown to come on. The Trouble with Destiny by Lauren Morrill. I'm reading it for Paper Lantern Lit. I am only, I think, 7% in. Yeah, I'm 7% in right now, and I've been trying to read it like, you know, as much as I can, but it's just kind of been hard because I just got done with finals and Thanksgiving and gotta eat. But yeah, I'm currently reading that too. That's like at the top of the books that I want to finish because it's kind of like a light read, and that could be really good when you're on vacation and you want to just relax. Probably participate in Cramathon if that comes around again for Christmas, but I mean it probably will, but I haven't heard anything about it. I will have a TBR for those if they come around, but well, maybe I will have a Christmas vacation TBR, but I might just put the two TBRs together because that's better than having two separate TBRs with the same books in them. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back with another one soon. Bye!